Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Referendum project's well underway in Green Bay. District officials unveiling new renderings to the public today, highlighting the upcoming expansion at Doty Elementary School. In our first alert update, Drew Best joins us now live in the studio with the community's response. Drew.
Bill, yes, a lot of changes coming to Doty Elementary School, a site preparing to welcome a higher volume of students in the coming years. The district's chief operations officer tells me the goal of this meeting was to show the community the district listened to their input.
That had a lot of influence on our decision making. So we want to show them how we took that feedback and incorporated it into our design.
Kale Polchinski presents the first look at renderings of the expanded Doty Elementary School, a footprint designed to fit up to 4 ADA compliant classrooms per grade, while still keeping green space outside the building. But among the district's priorities is following through on the promises they made.
Separating gym cafeteria, making sure adequate special ed space. And then on the side of things, a lot of input was playground improvements.
With the planned expansion, the school's playground, which currently sits more than 2 basketball courts away from the swing set, will now be moved closer together. One teacher says this should help with recess supervision, but she feels the real difference will be made inside the building.
I think students deserve a beautiful place to learn and work, and someplace that's comfortable and updated. So I think it's looks like a good plan, and I'm excited for the changes to happen.
Some neighbors shared concerns about how close the new drop-off road wrapping around the school would be to their backyard. After attending and seeing the renderings, they tell me they are happy with the district's plans.
We were very happy they were going to keep the school.
Right.
Our son went here for all his, life, and it's a good school, and we just didn't want it to be torn down.
The district anticipates the Doty expansion will be mostly complete and ready for students by fall of 2026. Polchinski will host a similar meeting this Thursday at Chapel Elementary, detailing the changes they will see along a similar time frame. A link to more referendum information can be found on our website, wbay.com/links. Bill?
Drew, thank you.